Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are in the 42nd verse of this chapter, Nānyadanyat Prakaraṅam. And it was said that the Atma is Swayam Prakasha Rupa. Therefore, it does not need any other Prakasha. In other words, Atma is of the nature of knowledge, and therefore, for the knowledge of Atma, which is of the nature of knowledge, I don't need any other knowledge. To illumine Atma, which is of the nature of knowledge, I don't need any other knowledge. But the fact is that how will I know that Atma is of the nature of knowledge? So for that, I will need the means of knowledge. And that means of knowledge should be properly understood. How it should be understood? That I am of the nature of knowledge. So means of knowledge is Vedanta. The proper understanding is the understanding that takes place that I am Brahma, Aham Brahma Asmi. When this takes place, then I have understood that I don't need any other knowledge. Now you say that I don't need any other knowledge, and yet also it is said that I need this Aham Brahma Asmi knowledge. There is a contradiction. So we say that Aham Brahma Asmi knowledge is not for the illumination of Atma. Aham Brahma Asmi knowledge is actually for elimination of ignorance about Atma. In fact, actually, all Pramanas, their role is only to remove the erroneous ideas about whatever object that is of the concern. So if the object is Atma, the self, then regarding Atma, whatever erroneous notions I have, they are to be eliminated. And those erroneous notions were discussed earlier, whether Atma is Karta or Akarta, whether it is Jada or Chaitanya, or a combination of both Jada and Chaitanya, whether the Atma is of the small size, Anu, or of the size of the body, madhyma, or it is infinite, Vibhu. In this way, there are so many ideas about Atma. And they all have to be resolved, and we have to come to right understanding. And also there are erroneous ideas about Atma as Atma is body, sense organs, prana, mind, intellect which is of momentary consciousness, shunyam, Jada, Atma, all these ideas are also there. Then there are erroneous ideas about what is bondage, what is liberation. They all have to be eliminated through proper study of scriptures. So Pramana is not needed for Atma. Pramana is needed to remove erroneous ideas about Atma. That Atma is Swayam Prakasha, self-luminous. And before any other Pramana functions, Atma is already present. Like in deep sleep, we saw earlier, Atma is already present in deep sleep. So Atma is not illumined by any Pramana. But avidya, nivritti is what is taking place when the Vedanta Pramana is employed in order to produce the Aham Brahma Asmi vritti. Also, when we say that erroneous notions are eliminated through Pramana, means they have to be eliminated through Shravanam and lot of Mananam. But the work doesn't end there. Why? Because even from my mind, let us say, through reasoning, I have removed the wrong ideas about myself. In my habitual thinking, I have not removed those ideas about myself. So habitually, I still think I am body. Habitually, I still think I will die. I am the doer. I am associated with karma or prarabdha. And I am a finite being. This thinking does not go away from my mind. And for that, I have to do extended dwelling on the teaching with my mind focusing on the Aham Pada Lakshyartha as Brahma, or this witness consciousness of the mind as infinite reality as myself. So that which is the witness of my mind, all thoughts, that unchanging witness is infinite, and that I am. And any other ideas in that Sakshi are only appearance, superimposition. This I have to dwell on. This is called Viparita Bhavana Nivritti, or elimination of erroneous notions. This may take long time and even multiple lives. They give the example of Rishi Vamadeva, that he attained enlightenment in his mother's womb. What is meant is that in the previous life, there was some obstacle because of which he could not attain realization in the previous life, even though he had done Shravanam, he had done Mananam. Because in this life, in mother's womb, he is not doing any Shravanam or Mananam, yet he attains realization. So everything is done, but there is something to stop his liberation. And that cannot be Shravanam or Mananam, it has to be something which is different from these two, and that is the lack of enough nididhyasanam, you call, or this pratibandha, the obstacle which gets eliminated as soon as he takes the birth in mother's womb. In other words, I should study Shastra from Guru Mukha, from the Shrotriya Brahmanistha Acharya, and the purpose is so that I clearly understand the nature of Atma, that this Atma is Swayam Prakasha, self-luminous. This Atma, second thing, the Atma is not somewhere. It is aparoksha, it is me, myself. And third, having removed the erroneous ideas in my life also, I should not have the habitual erroneous way of living. So I should not forget the teaching until it becomes firm. Just like if I am living in one place, in a town, and if I change my location, residence, and move to another side of the town, then I should remember where I have to go. At the end of the day, where is my residence? Where is my stay place? So if I forget, then I will commit the same error which I committed earlier. So like that, after studying also, if I go on thinking that I am body, I need happiness from the world, I am impermanent, the world gives me joys and sorrows, and one day I will die. All these ideas were there before studying Vedanta. And I go on praying, oh God, remove all problems, remove all obstacles, I am a miserable jiva. So these kind of prayers I had before I studied Vedanta. After studying Vedanta also, I continue to think in this way, which means I have not understood that I am Brahma, Chaitanya. So those lingering notions, they still keep coming back. And to eliminate all of this, I need to abide in the self. This process is called nididhyasanam. So if I keep pursuing it, then I will be free from all such problems. So here, the role of the means of knowledge should be clearly understood. And here we can use one anumanam, as the commentators give, that for Atma, how do we say no other illumination is needed? So it is said, Atma na prakashantara drishyaha. Atma is not an object of another illumination. Why? Prakasha Rupatvat, because it is of the nature of illumination itself. What is the example? Like the sun, Adityavat. So through Anumana Pramana also we substantiate what is revealed by scripture. With this 42nd shloka is complete. Now somebody says, okay, Atma is self-luminous, I have understood. Atma does not need any other knowledge to illumine itself. That is also clear. Maybe Atma is illumining itself. What is the difference between Atma is self-luminous and Atma illumines itself? So when it is said Atma illumines itself, means Atma is the illuminator and Atma is also the illumined, object of illumination also. So it is the subject and the object of illumination. Now somebody may say this sounds the same as what Vedanta is speaking about. So we say it is not. It seems that it is similar, but they are different. This is a Purva Paksha raised by one of the schools of Buddhism. In Buddhism, there are 4 schools. And of these 4 schools, the school called Kshanik Vijnanavada, they propose this idea. So this question is not by a common man who is, unaware of what he is talking about. This question is from a highly intellectual branch of Buddhism. The 4 ideas of Buddhism I will mention anyway now, because in the later chapters all the Purva Pakshas in the form of different schools will come. Up till now, in first 15 chapters, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji for most part kept all the different darshanikas, the philosophers, away. And he just established what is the teaching of Advaita. Then in 16th, 17th and all, different schools will come. And of course in 18 and 19. So about the 4 schools of Buddhism, it is said, Mukhyo madhyamiko vivartam akhilam shunyasya mene jagat Yogāchāra mate tu santi matayo tāsāṁ vivarto khilaha arthosti kshanik kastvasa vanumito buddhyeti sautrantikah pratyaksham kshanabhanguram cha sakalam vaibhashiko bhāshate. The Mukhya Mata is Shunyam. Mukhyo Madhyamiko, they are called the Madhyamika Bauddhas or nihilist. Akhilam Jagat Shunyasya Vivartam Mene. He says this entire Jagat is Shunyasya Vivartam. It is the Vivarta, superimposition of Shunyam. Yogachar Mata, the Kshanik Vijnan or momentary consciousness people, Yogachar Mate tu Akhilaha Vivartaha Santi. They say the entire world is Vivarta. Akhilaha Vivartaha. Matayaha Santi Tasam Vivarto Akhilaha. Matayaha, they say everything is Mati only, Buddhi only. Tasam Vivartaha, their Vivarta is Akhilaha. All this, whatever that we see, is the Vivarta of those Mati, Buddhi, Kshanik Vijnan. These two, Yogachara and Madhyamika Bauddha, they are called Mahayana. And then you have the Hinayana, Sautrantika and Vaibhashika. Sautrantikas, they say, Arthosti Kshanikaha. All the external objects, they are actually there. They are momentary, Kshanikaha. But they are known only through Anumanam, Anumito, Buddhya Anumito, Arthaha. All the objects are inferred through intellect. This is what Sautrantikas they say. And Vaibhashika, they say Pratyaksham Kshanabhanguram cha sakalam. Everything is momentary, but it is Pratyaksham. The external world is Pratyaksha in Vaibhashika Mata. And in Sautrantika, external world is Kshanika, but also it is Anumita. Everybody accepts everything is Kshanikam only. But Vaibhashikas, they say external word is Pratyaksham and Kshanikam. And Sautrantikas, they say external word is Anumitam and Kshanikam. And Yogachar Mata says there is nothing external. And Madhyamika says there is nothing external and nothing internal. Everything is Shunya. So the Yogachar Mata, what they are saying is that Atma itself is illuminator and illumined. Why can't we have that? So now the answer is given in 43rd. Vyaktihi syad prakashasya prakashatma samagamat prakashastvarka karyahasya diti mithya vacho hyatah. Aprakashasya prakashatma samagamat vyaktihi syat. Aprakash vastu, that which is non-luminous, when it comes in contact with Prakasha Swaroopa, Prakash Atma Samagamat, Vyaktihi Syat, Vyaktihi Abhivyakti, it manifests. It gets revealed. This is Purvardha. Uttarardha, the second line. Hyataha, since Prakashah tu Arkakaryah Syat. Iti vachaha mithya. Prakasha is Arkakarya. Arkakarya means sun does some kriya. This is a mithya vachaha, means this is a false statement. Illumination is done as an act by the sun. Arkaha means sun. Arkakaryaha, a job or an act of sun, S-U-N. This is an incorrect statement, mithya vachaha. So, what is said is that a non-luminous object like a pot, when it comes in contact with the illumination of sun, what has happened is no act is performed by the sun really, and yet the credit goes to the sun as if sun has done something in the form of illumination. Like, let us take an example. Krishna gramam gacchati. Krishna gramam gacchati, goes to a village. Krishna goes to a village. So in this sentence, the subject is Krishna and the object is the village. And what happens is that Krishna is going to village. He attains the village. So the act is performed by the subject and the object is just passive. It doesn't do anything. But when we say sun illumines the pot, what happens is sun doesn't do anything. Pot comes in contact with the brilliant sun. Brilliant means the one which has brilliance. That brilliant sun, shining sun, pot comes in contact. So pot gets illumined. Like if I am standing facing the sun, rising sun on the east, so my front side is getting illumined. The sentence that I am going to make is sun is illumining my front side. But remember, sun is not doing anything. I am facing the sun. So I, the object, as this body, is getting illumined by the sun, the subject. And when I turn my back, let us say whatever puja I wanted to do to Lord Sun is done and I turn my back. So then the sentence would be, the sun is illumining my back. But really speaking, sun is not illumining. Sun is just there, it's there. I turned my back towards the sun. So all the activities are done by object. And the sentence will show as if the doer is the sun. Because in all sentences, karta is the one who is supposed to do the action. That is why it's called karta. But in this case, sun doesn't do anything. So in the same way, Atma also cannot do the job of illumination, whether of other objects or of itself. Atma cannot, just as when we say Atma illumines pot, Atma is not doing anything. Pot has come in the vicinity of Atma. In the vicinity of Atma means pot has become an object where the vritti in the form of ghatakar vritti, in the form of a thought of pot, can take place. That is enough for the pot to get revealed. In the same way, any object, when it gets revealed, it is the object which has come in contact with the self, the luminous self, through antakarana. But the credit goes to Atma. In the same way, if you say Atma illumines itself, really Atma cannot illumine anything. And pot can come in the vicinity of Atma. But Atma need not do anything to come in the vicinity of Atma, because it is already there. Atma is the subject. So Atma being the subject and object both is an error, number one. And one thing at the same time cannot be subject and object either. So neither Atma can do the job of illumination, nor Atma can be subject and object both. And we have already seen Atma cannot be an object. That is the third thing. No thing can become subject and object both at the same time. And as far as Atma is concerned, it can never be an object. Therefore, you cannot say Atma is the illuminator and Atma is illumined also. Then how do you understand self-luminous? Without becoming the subject or object, Atma is just is. Means its presence itself is that existence is illumination. In this way we have to understand. So, Atma does not do any job of illumination, like sun does not do any illumination. Now how, so another example is given, how that pot is actually not revealed by the sun. It is said, Yato bhutva bhavedyaccha tasya tatkaryamishyate swarupatvad bhutvana prakasho jayate ravehe. Yato bhutva yaccha bhavet tat tasya karyamishyate. Yato bhutva, yato abhutva. Abhutva means not being there when it comes in contact with some upadana karanam, yataha yasmat upadanat yad bhavet tat tasya karyam ishyate. So that which was not there and now which becomes or comes in existence, then we say that thing is the cause of the other thing. Like an object B was not there. When it comes in contact with A, then it comes into being. Then we say A is the cause of B. So we use this in most cases. For example, if I was healthy, perfect, and I eat something and then I get sick, so then I say, because I ate this, I became sick. Therefore, that food doesn't suit me. In this way, we do the analysis. Differently, let us say if there is a object. So the simple example like of pot and clay would not convey the exact idea, but at least some idea we will have. And what is that? That earlier there was no such thing called pot. Then when clay appears to get transformed, then pot comes into being. Therefore, the cause of pot will be clay. मृत सत्वे घट सत्वम मृद भावे घट अभावः तस्मात् मृद एव घटस्य कारणम. This is a classic अन्वय व्यतिरेक. This is called मृत सत्वे घट सत्वम मृद अभावे घट अभावः तस्मात् मृदेव घटस्य कारणम. When mud is or clay is, pot is. When clay is not, pot is not. Therefore, clay alone is the cause of pot. So when sun is, pot is known, and when sun is not, pot is not known. Sun means any light. Therefore, sunlight is required for the pot to get known, pot to become illumined. This is a simple reasoning. Same thing here in the second line it is said that for pot this is true, but for sun this is not true. You cannot say before the sun was not luminous, after it came in contact with the sun, then sun became luminous. Therefore, sun is the cause of luminosity in sun. You cannot say this, because pot can come in contact with sun to become luminous, but sun need not come in contact with sun to become luminous. So that is said, Swarupatvat prakashah ravehe prakashah abhutva na jayate. There is no such thing that there was a time when the sun did not have illumination and then it comes in contact with the sun and then it becomes illumination. There is no such thing. Why? Because Swarupatvat, its nature is that. It can happen for objects like pot, etc. So this is the simple idea, but this example refutes the notion that sun is the illuminator and illumined, what the Purva Paksha had thought in the previous shloka, number 43. So that was refuted in 44. Now somebody may say, okay, so then how this sun, which is of the nature of illumination, in the same way Atma, which is also of the nature of knowledge, how the sun can be said to be illuminator or Atma to be the knower. When we say Atma is illuminator, means Atma is the knower. How do we say that? Because we see such sentences, such teaching that Atma is all knower, all illuminator, etc. So it is said, Satta matre prakashasya kartadityadirishyate घटादिव्यक्तितो यद्वत् तद्वत् बोधात्मनिष्यताम्. Yadvat in the second line, in the third quarter, just as adityadihi सत्ता मात्रे घटादि व्यक्तितो प्रकाशस्य कर्ता इष्यते. Aditya Adi means sun, etc., sun, lamp, etc. Satta matre, they being just there, satta matre, ghatadi vyaktitaha, being there, they will reveal pot, etc. And they are called Prakashasya Karta, the revealer of objects, and what they are called as the maker of illumination, the doer of illumination. Prakashasya Karta Ishyate, it is considered just by being there. Tadvat, in the same way, Bodhatmani Ishyatam, in the Bodhatma, Bodhatmani, in the Jnana Swaroopa Atma Bodhatmani Ishyatam. There also Atma just being there, Satta Matra, and it is Chaitanya Swarupa. We superimpose the idea that Atma is the doer. Atma is the illuminator. Atma is the drashta. So, sun, etc., just being there. But they are considered as the doer of everything. Because in their sannidhi, in their proximity, all things start functioning. Yasya sannidhi matrena dehendriya manodhiyaha swakriyartheshu vartante surya lokam yatha janaha. It is said, in whose proximity deha, indriya, etc., pranamana, buddhi, they all do their own functions. Shrotrasya shrotram manaso manoyat. They all do, because it is eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, they all function. Just like when the sun rises, the birds, they start chirping, they start going from place to place. At 3:30 in the morning, in the Badrinath cave, the bird knows it is time to wake up. It doesn't see any sun also yet, but it knows sun is about to come. So they start. Like that anywhere, the birds, early morning they have lot of things to discuss. In any mango grove also, during summer you should see early morning the birds, they are active. And then of course other animals, cows, monkeys, they all start doing their things. The Manushyas also start working. What did sun do? Only presence. Earth moved, sun is still there in its own place. Some part of earth gets illumined, people in that part of the world start waking up, start doing things. In the same way, Atma is just there. In its presence, everything starts functioning. Means Atma through Antakarana, illumination, makes everything function. Atma is ever there. But when the right medium is available, then everything gets active, becomes active. So Atma is considered as knower, illuminator, etc. And this Atma is me. So I am this Swayam Prakasha, Bodhatma, that I should remember. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.